demonstrations. We'll start today with the Roman army. Can we hear a better cheer for the Romans? Roma! Roma! As you know, the Romans never made it to the New World, but they're here today for your pleasure and entertainment, and to kill a few barbarians on the way. The Romans, as you know, had the largest empire in the ancient world, one that spanned all of Western Europe, all the land around the Mediterranean, North Africa, and the Middle East. And the reason why the Romans were able to take all this area was through their superior tactics and equipment. The Romans had the first professional army in the world, so soldiers, rather than being levied every year as needed, came to serve for 20 to 25 years. They were paid for their services. At the end of their service, they were given a piece of land as a reward. Let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here. We do all our commands in Latin, language of the Romans. Part of the success of the Roman army was drilling, constant, disciplined exercise, as all modern armies still do. The Romans were the first to do this as a constant basis. You see here, they're doing the wheel, rotating on a pivot point, marching forward. One thing you'll notice is that the equipment is not completely uniform. And that's because in ancient times, the Roman soldiers had to buy their own equipment. They often got equipment left to them from their ancestors. They bought whatever they could. Now they're spreading out. They're getting ready for a battle formation. The first weapon used in the line of combat by the legionaries was the pilum, a javelin. This was hurled at the enemy. As you can see, the long iron shaft at the top often bent. You can see an example of it here, so that it couldn't be thrown back by the enemy. Or if it hit the shield, it would bend into the shield, and the shield of the enemy would have to be left on the field. Now they advance towards the enemy. They take out their swords, their short swords, and they run them through. But the importance of the Roman tactics was always to fight in formation. Most of the armies they fought, Northerners, Germanic tribes, Celts, fought willy-nilly, heroic style. The Romans fought in close formation, and that was one of their great successes. You can see here the gladius. It's a very pointy, short sword, deadly thrusting implement used against the enemy. So these were the two main weapons, and a javelin and a short sword. They often also had a dagger in case they lost their sword or something else happened. Notice again we're doing a wheel on the field. Now let me talk about some of the people you see out there. You see way ahead of everyone with a transverse crest and lots of medals and scale armor. That's the centurion. He was in charge of a century, originally 100 men. On the other side right here, he's wearing a breastplate and also has a crest, a cape. That's the tribune, who's in charge of the whole camp. A bit in front of him, wearing a wolf skin and carrying a standard with an eagle, is the aquilifer. So he's equivalent to a modern flag bearer. And then we have our various troops, again, wearing various types of armor. Some of them are wearing chainmail, so small round links put together. Some are wearing the plate mail, which you can see up here, segmented armor. This was a Roman invention, relatively light and flexible, but very defensive. So it was essential every day for Roman soldiers to train, constantly to march, do battle tactics. They might march a good 20 kilometers a day and then set up camp. See them putting their pila or javelins in the ground. Now we're going to do the testudo, which means the turtle. This was a defensive posture using the shields. The Roman shield is a scudum. It's an oblong but curved plywood shield that has a metal boss and metal rims, you can see here. It's relatively light. It's not all metal, but sturdy. What they're doing now is the turtle formation. This was done especially when besieging a town. So the townspeople might be throwing rocks and artillery fire. Now they're doing an orb formation, a circular formation in case they're surrounded, so they can protect all sides. You'll see at the side here is an auxiliary soldier, a Celt who has a spear. The Romans use all sorts of auxiliaries, archers, slingers, spearmen, as you can see here. Now they're forming the acies, which means the battle line. So as best we can, we try to reconstruct the ancient Latin commands. There's quite a bit of debate. We don't have any drill book or command book from ancient Rome, but enough evidence to be able to know roughly the kind of exercises they did. Now they do a left foot march. That means they're left foot first. We talked about most of the equipment, the armor, the shield, the weapons. We can talk a little bit about the helmets. And you can see our typical Roman helmet. They're often made of bronze or iron. They have cheek plates. They also have this neck guard, very distinctive. Sometimes a front guard as well, to help fend off the blows from enemy swords. Those with crests show rank, as I talked about before. Some also wear feathers on the sides to show their rank. Adscuta means to the left, it means towards the shield. That's how they would say to the left. To the right, they would say ad gladios, towards the gladius or sword. That gives us a word gladiator, because gladiators too use the same kind of short sword as the soldiers did. Are there any questions? Well, thank you for having us. And if you want to see more of the Romans, we're encamped over here. And you're welcome to visit anytime.